I'm Malcolm Johnson, joined by head coach Kyle Hannon of the Mercer Bears. Coach Hannon, a really close and competitive game in the first half. You guys went into the locker room down by a goal, 4-3. But in the second half, things kind of got away from you all. Reflect on this game and what really stood out to you.
Well, they kind of set the tone in the first quarter by applying a lot of pressure and maintaining long possessions. So we just didn't have the ball enough to control the game in the early part. And then in the second quarter, we were able to kind of fight back in it. We had a few more clears, and it became a game. And we climbed back and made it a one-goal game. The second half, the tide turned. Credit to Air Force, the way they competed. Their 10-man ride really frustrated us. Their athleticism showed, and that's where the game started to get away from us.
Also, at the face-off position, Air Force seemed to do a really good job of that, and they have an unorthodox playing style in that matter, in that they have a long-stick midfielder playing the face-off for them.
Yeah, and he did a great job. He's big, physically big, and he plays with a long pole, and Justin has done a great job all year, but he has gone against short sticks, more of a traditional look, and until you're actually in the game and playing against a long pole that has leverage and the size he had, he got the edge today on Justin.
Talk about some of the things that you liked from your young team today. Chris Baxter did a really good job, had 2 goals on the day. What were some of the positive notes that you can go into the locker room and talk to your guys about, hey, we did this well, we did that well, and we can improve upon these things going forward?
Well, I think the positive was the second quarter being down big and not really having any control of the game to be able to come back and make it a game going into the second half. That's important to mention. And then the way we finished the game. You know, they stretched the lead, and in the fourth quarter, we decided to kind of dig in, and we were able to score some goals and maintain some tempo finishing the game.
Looking at the stats on the game, 4 of 12 in the second half on face-off. That one stands out to me a little bit. The shots on goal were about even, 22 for you guys, 26 for Air Force. Do any of these stats kind of tell the tale of the tape for you?
Sure. Well, the 2 that really jump out, as you mentioned, the face-offs, but our failure to clear against their 10-man ride. Those are all really meaningful possessions. After a goal, whether we scored or they score it, you want the ball back just to control that, and we weren't getting the ball back at the face-off X. And then our defense continued to get stops 6-on-6, but then their 10-man ride, we would give them second and third possessions, and they scored the majority of their goals that way.
And you guys have been ultra successful in your clear game throughout the season. Some of the games you've been 100% in your clear, but their 10-man ride was really aggressive and pretty successful.
Yes, it was, and it was a different look for us. We were one of the top clearing teams in the country coming into today. And again, credit to Air Force. We didn't handle their pressure very well, and they stayed in it all the way to the end. And a lot of 10-man rides, once the ball gets to the midfield, they fall off. Air Force did not do that.
So as you look forward, Coach, you guys have 2 more games remaining. Next Saturday, it's going to be Jacksonville. Then you've got Richmond, April 25th, a team that's looking really good in the conference as well.
Right. Well, I'll talk about Jacksonville at this time because that's the next one up. And we're looking forward to getting back into SoCon play, being able to play here against Jacksonville. That's going to be an exciting time. It is going to be our senior day, so we can recognize some guys that have really put their heart and soul into this program.
So close game, competitive game for you all today. You all fall short just a little bit to Air Force, but you all are looking forward to the next game against Jacksonville. For head coach of the Bears, Kyle Hannon, I'm Malcolm Johnson.